Before this video gets started, guys, I do want to mention that the TRX giveaway has ended and the sweepstakes company will have a winner here really soon. So keep your phones on you. One of you guys is going to get to take that sucker home plus $25,000 cash. But as of right now, let's get into the video. This might be the fastest rebuild we have ever done. So we're going to give you guys a price breakdown and also a timesheet breakdown, basically how long it took to rebuild this sucker. And so far, we basically got pretty much my first time ever painting something, and it just looks beautiful. It sparkles, man. This thing looks brand spanking new. So it's super expensive to actually buy the upper skins from the dealership. I think they're like $2,300.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna continue working on our Hellcat Redeye. As you guys know, we finally got this thing running and driving properly. Of course, after changing that entire subframe, fixing those frame rails and throwing in our new cooling system, and this thing just runs and drives perfectly. I mean, we had to do a little sample, got some rubber down right there, and this thing is a ripper, and we are just pumped to finish this thing up 100%. So now that we got the front major damage knocked out, the next major damage is this rear end over here. So since it jumped, it landed pretty hard as well, and underneath this, it's pretty badly crunched. I think we may even have to go up on the frame machine, but that's exactly what we're gonna start with. We're gonna go ahead and rip apart this entire rear end, the trunk and everything, and see how bad it really is.
All right, guys, so we just got done tearing apart the rear end of this Redeye right here, and it is not looking good. I mean, just look at this back end right here. So of course, we took apart a bunch of stuff in that trunk area, and we took apart the bumpers and a bunch of stuff back here as well, and it really exposed what's going on back here. And honestly, dude, this is some scary stuff, man. We gotta call the guy back and see if he can give us at least $5,000 or something.
Get a better deal. We should have popped off the rear bumper, but you know what, man? That is just insane. It landed hard, I'm guessing.
It landed so hard. Literally, it hit the muffler right here, the exhaust, and then it just hit the rail, and the rail went up like an inch or two right there,
pushed it all up, and you can tell that lower pan is pretty messed up as well, but dude, that's insane. That's why we got it on the frame machine. We're like, we don't even need a weight.
Exactly. Yeah, it's time to just start pulling stuff out to see if we can actually save this Redeye. Because if you look on the inside over here, you could definitely see that frame rail is up at least like an inch or two, man. It's up there. This side over here is nice and flat. But honestly, on the inside here, if we can actually get it pulled out, we don't have to replace any panels over there. And on the back end over here, we may or may not have to replace this back panel right here, which it's just gonna come down to just pulling that metal. And on Dodges, the metal is pretty thin, right?
Yeah, if you look at it, it's super thin. That's like super thin right there. Even the frame rail is the same thinness right there, or same thickness. It's crazy. I mean, hopefully it can pull out fairly simply, you know what I mean?
Dude, exactly. But honestly, I'm still happy with that $30,000 price tag.
That's a good deal, man.
You know, this is just a little bit of extra work. So I guess let's just go ahead, first things first. We're gonna pop off this exhaust right here, and then I think we're gonna put some hydraulics to it and see if we can straighten some stuff out.
almost OEM right there, man.
That is what I'm talking about, man. We actually saved pretty much every bit of this rear end, dude.
Dude, that was crazy, dude. Once we put our pull and we started pulling down on that frame rail, dude, pretty much everything started snapping back into place. Of course, we hammered everything out straight. It just looks super good. Look at that rail on the side, man. That is beautifully straight right there. Hands down, probably the easiest frame job we have ever done so far.
Dude, 100%. Honestly, dude, we literally knocked that out probably within like an hour or so, dude.
Man. That is nothing. Look at that in the back now, man. Perfectly straight right there, not like lifted all the way up. And most important thing, we're able to save our pan. We did not use the new one because this one literally snapped right back in. We welded this hole up, and look at that, man. You cannot even tell, dude. That is legit right there,
dude,
man.
That is awesome. Yeah, we just attempted to weld up that hole, which was the biggest damage, and you got it just dimed up, dude.
Dimed up, man. That right there would have been like a 2-day job right there and a lot of work. I think we would have to even drop the whole entire like rear cradle and stuff like that. So that right there saved us so much time, even on the inside, dude. Check this out, man. That just looks almost OEM right there, nice and straight. Now that little crease even popped back into place, which that is a good sign. That means we're good to go, man.
Dude, we're good to put this sucker back together in the back end over here, toss on that rear bumper, and just see how everything lines up, dude.
See how everything lines up. It's gonna line up perfectly, and that just knocked out pretty much all the major stuff, you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah, dude. That was like the last major stuff. The rest is gonna be interior, then paint work, exhaust. We got some mods for this thing,
we
dude.
might as well go ahead and throw on the new exhaust because we're not putting that damaged one back on. Go ahead, throw the new one on, throw everything back together, and have this thing ripping once again.
Alrighty, let's hear her fire up.
Sounds a little different now.
It does, but it's not too obnoxious. I like that.
We left the cats, you know. We're like, may leave the cats on this one. We'll see. It may change later.
We may do full header.
Never know.
Let's let it warm up and let's do some revving.
Sounds good, dude.
Dude, that's perfect right there, man.
That's perfect. That's exactly what the Hellcat needs. I mean, that is just on point, man. It's aggressive,
it's
dude.
so crispy and it's like a good tone, you know what I mean?
Not obnoxious. It's probably not going to have no drone. I mean, this thing's going to be comfortable, dude. We need the pops. We need a pop or two.
Yeah, we might need a little tune on it, but that's later now.
All right.
Let's pull her off and we can keep on moving, dude.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty guys, so it is officially time to move on to some other things, but real quick, let's just show you guys this rear end in depth everything just fell right into place pretty much. All the gaps are original. We adjusted the exhaust tips as well. It just looks super clean. This Redeye rear end with this wing is just perfectly mint. I mean, look at that, man. The bumper just popped right into place along with that wide body. Everything is just 100% just perfect, except for that rear trunk area right there. We didn't put it together just yet because we'll save that for later. Super easy, just like 3 pieces on clips. We'll save that after we take care of some super important stuff, which the next thing that we're gonna do is gonna be this interior. As you guys know, all the airbags blew up in this thing, the roof bags, seat bags, the whole entire dash bag just blew up. So we're gonna have to replace the whole entire dashboard, which is pretty dang crazy. But you know what? We got everything right here in boxes. These are all the airbags, and we got a whole entire brand spanking new dash. We bought this sucker straight up from the dealership. So we were thinking about maybe getting a used one off of eBay, but we found a pretty good deal at the dealership, and we were like, might as well, dude. And that's just gonna look so clean in this interior, a brand spanking new dash. This whole interior overall is just gonna be so nice and crisp. I mean, them red guts are gonna look pretty dang awesome. So I guess right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna rip into this thing. We're gonna take a bunch of stuff out, start putting some new airbags in, and before you know it, we'll have a brand new interior. Check this out, guys. We finally got the whole entire dash in right there. Brand new steering wheel airbag. Also, we got both of the roof airbags in, and we got that headliner nice and just back in shape, back in formation right there, and we were able to save it. There was a few little minor bends, but you know what? After we put those airbags in, we put everything back into place. It literally looks brand spanking new, but oh my goodness, this dash though right here, pretty crazy. I don't think we've ever bought a dash from the dealer before, so it's kind of weird, honestly. It's like kind of rough. It's never been conditioned, never had any type of detailing spray on it, but you know what? It looks absolutely beautiful. Of course, we're gonna shine it up a little bit later, but look at that. Everything is back in. We got that brand new airbag in the dash in. Everything just was pretty dang smooth for the most part. Just a bunch of these, I think we only got 2 bolts left over right here. That's not bad, right? No, I'm just kidding. We actually, I think these go for the center console right here. So no bolts left over, man. That's just awesome. I think we've done one of these dashes back in the day, but you know what? Got that out of the way, no problem right there. And we do got kind of some bad news on our hands, honestly. So we were about to do all of the airbags, including the seats as well. But then we popped these suckers out, and look at this right here. So I think when this airbag deployed, it stretched this leather right here. and it pretty much just opened it up, and it just kind of left some sort of weird stuff, just a bunch of cuts in it right there, kind of like just a bunch of stretches. Look at that. That really sucks right there. And this leather, it's really soft. This is some real leather right here, so I can see exactly how that happened. But you know what? The sucky part is, not that it happened, well, it is sucky that it happened, but also it's super expensive to actually buy the upper skins from the dealership. I think they're like $2,300 just for one upper skin right here. Not the lower section, not all the sections, just this midsection right here, $2,300. I mean, I've already been looking on eBay. Nobody has them, so we might just have to actually buy it from the dealership. And luckily, it's only just the driver's seat that actually kind of just messed up right there. The passenger side still can be sewed up, so I'm not too worried about that, but we're gonna have to actually just order this stuff, and then I think we'll take care of these airbags later. But I think as of right now, what we're gonna do is probably put together a few things. We're gonna take out that SRS module, and also we're gonna take out the seat belts, ship them off, and we'll just put the seats back in temporarily. That way we can drive this car around. And then we're gonna focus on some paint work. The front bumper, the hood needs a little bit of body work. And we're actually gonna attempt this. Me and David are actually gonna attempt some paint and some body work because Elazar is on vacation. So this is gonna be pretty fun. But I think I've been watching Elazar closely, that I think and David knows a few things here and there. So I think we should be able to knock it out. So I say we go ahead and keep on moving and hopefully have this front end painted here soon. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Look at this, guys. We went ahead and painted this front bumper right here, and it turned out absolutely perfect. Pretty much my first time ever painting something, but hey, that's what it takes right there. You just gotta watch closely, pay attention, and I think honestly it turned out just perfect, super smooth. I mean, we did all the steps. We did the bulldog, we did the sealer, and we did the paint. Hopefully it matches up perfectly. And also we cranked on the heaters. It's literally like an oven up in here. I mean, you could place some cookies and it'll bake. I'm telling you, it's so hot in here. But that's perfect because this has been baking, I think, for like about 25 to 30 minutes and pretty much is already dry, which that's awesome because we can go ahead and throw this whole entire bumper together because David just ran to the dealership. And what'd you pick up? Just like a splitter and a bunch of other stuff, dude?
A whole bunch of stuff, basically for the front end and a couple stuff for the interior, dude.
Heck yeah, super pumped about that. Super pumped about putting this front end on. It's basically gonna complete the car other than those seat skins, which We're not too worried about that. We've been doing a bunch of research, so before we order anything, we're still gonna do a little bit more research and try to just do it as cheap as possible, but also do it right. So I guess right now we're gonna go ahead and probably set this outside, let it kind of just come back to temperature, cool down a little bit, and we're gonna start piecing this all together, and we'll show you guys what we decided on that hood. Alrighty guys, check this out. We finally got that bumper fully assembled and slapped on the front end of that Redeye. I gotta say, it turned out absolutely just insane. And also we went ahead and washed this sucker up and it just looks beautiful. It sparkles, man. This thing looks brand spanking new once again. This car does have a bunch of PPF. So you guys seen when we unwrapped the hood, it also has PPF on the fenders and all the fender flares as well. So there's a little bit of a yellow tint, but the match job with that paint, as you can see, this is the flare right here, and that's the new paint that we threw down. It is just phenomenal. I mean, this sucker is pretty much 99% done, and it just looks absolutely just beautiful right there. And as for this hood, so the reason why we didn't do the body work on the hood or anything like that, we were thinking maybe PDR guy could possibly save it, because it's got like some little dents right there and a little dent right there, and it would be nice to not have to paint it, but you know what, it's just going to come down to getting the guy out here and just try to pop it out. If he can't get it, you know what, we're just going to slap a carbon fiber hood on this sucker, weight reduction, and also that cold air is going to sound even better. But that's pretty much it, guys, right there for this sucker. I mean, it just needs a few little miscellaneous stuff like those seat skins, and maybe, I don't know, that's pretty much it, honestly. There may be some touch-ups here and there, but we were calculating what we got into this sucker. This might be the fastest rebuild we have ever done. So we're gonna give you guys a price breakdown and also a timesheet breakdown, basically how long it took to rebuild this sucker. And so far, we basically got 8 hours. So let's just go ahead, break it down for you guys. So 1 hour on the subframe swap, the four of us absolutely flew. 1 hour on the cooling system swap, 1 hour on the framework. You guys seen where we just absolutely knocked that down right there. 2 hours on the interior. Me and David we were pretty much just flying in that interior. We got everything done along with the airbags other than the seats. 2 hours on the bumper paint job. It did take a little bit of time to sand it, prep it, but you know what? 2 hours, got it done. And then 1 hour on the bumper install. So that's exactly 8 hours right there. And if you calculate maybe a few little miscellaneous things here and there, you can maybe add an hour or two, which that would be 10 hours, which that's still insane. And then we're gonna probably have to put another 2 hours just to button it up 1000%. But that's 12 hours right there, which is still super wild. But as for the price breakdown, you guys know we bought this sucker for $30,000 from just a random person, not a random person, the guy that sold us the farm became a good friend of ours, actually just dropped it off, and we ended up working out a deal, 30 grand. And then we bought some stuff at the dealership, $6,200 in dealership parts. And then eBay, we bought a bunch of stuff off of eBay, like the cooling system, because the dealer did quote us like 10 grand for the whole entire cooling system, which is wild. But we got the cooling system and a bunch of other stuff off of eBay for $43.80. And then the paint cost us $250. So that brings us to a grand total of $40,830 for a clean title Redeye, which That's absolutely insane, guys. So the rebuilding is done on this Redeye right here, but we're not done building it. We're still gonna modify it a whole bunch, which you guys are gonna have to stay tuned. Definitely drop all your comments and thoughts down below. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.